roots are two. Between each strand beholds my truth. From every color, every curl, and every course, my hair restores. What do they call me? Queen Yololo, Queen Yololo, Queen Yololo. My hair is as strong like the roots of a tree. My hair is genuine. My hair is me. My hair is fine and divine. My hair is wrapped at night. My hair is out in the sunlight. My hair is long. My hair is short. My hair is in between. So what do you mean? That my hair should be locked away, covered and hidden? My hair ain't no kitten. My hair can roar. My hair is freedom ring. My hair can sing. My hair is hip hop. My hair is rock and roll. My hair is strong. My hair is bold. My hair is jazz. My hair got class. My hair is rhythm and blues. And you can catch my hair in every news. My hair speaks volumes. My hair speaks life. My hair tells a story and it reveals the truth. My hair is 3 letters, the D, the N, and the A. My hair is whatever I say. My hair is right. My hair is dynamite. My hair is lock with history and poise with design. My hair is river. My hair is vine. My hair is blood. My hair is mane. My hair is fame. My hair is love. And it comes with loyalty. My hair is royalty. My hair is king. My hair is queen. Understand what I mean, because my hair is crown. And my hair, I say my hair never comes down. Queen Yololo. Welcome to Yololo's Poetry Podcast Show.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about now. I know, right? It got a little hot. I know. It got a little hot just now. Okay, now. That's right.
What I'm talking about. So, of course, let's introduce ourselves. It is yours truly, Yololo.
Yeah. And I am Jarrell Taylor. What's going on, people?
I'm Mike Murray. How y'all doing?
That's what I'm talking about.
Woo. That's what I'm talking about. So, of course, our topic today is hair discrimination. Too many times I hear so many hair discrimination. It went all the way to the Supreme Court.
It did. So,
at this point, we want to talk about hair discrimination. We want to talk about, do you feel as if hair, especially people of color hair, locs,
right.
Is it deemed as unprofessional? Real, is it? I don't think so. That's my opinion. But that's what we're gonna talk about.
Right.
All right. So let's talk. Okay, I have a case study about is this attorney. His name is Marcus Shutt Jr.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, he's an attorney and he has locks, and he was told to cut his locks off. As an attorney, he was told to cut his locks off.
So when he went to the courtroom?
Because once he graduated from law school, and he's he has his own law firm, but a lot of officials and a lot of people was telling him he should cut his locks off because his locks are unprofessional.
Wow. No.
Yeah.
That's crazy. No, he did not. So what's
say.
he did not cut his hair. What he's doing, he's trying to he's changing the image of how black men are looked in America. Right. And in his profession, he is an attorney and he has his own law firm. Right. You know what I'm saying? So he's changing it up. Well, he's letting people know he's not cutting his hair.
Right.
What you guys think about that?
I wouldn't cut mine with my own law firm. It's mine.
You know what I'm saying?
You don't. It's my business.
Right.
No. Even my hair is my business. So
Exactly.
mind your business. So do it.
I think what it really stems from, man, I think it's a lot of times it's human nature to fear what you don't understand.
Yeah.
There you
And
go.
I think a lot of these, we just saying white people, or are we saying institutions, whatever we want to say. The heads of these institutions are oftentimes white people. They're not used to, if they don't have to talk to black people like that, if they don't have black friends like that, if they don't know our culture like that, they don't know like our hair is a whole way of life for us right now, you know what I'm saying? They just know what they see on TV, what they hear in the news, and everybody's got their own little bubbles of like, depictions of how black people are, with hair like ours is actually what we do and stuff, being thugs or murderers or whoever. If you don't know black people like that, you're going to fear that, and you're going to think this is unprofessional. I'm sorry. And I think that's what it is. You just don't understand it. Your hair, they don't have to do anything that we have to do with our hair on an everyday basis. They don't know about styles and twists. And,
Right about that.
They don't know that whole culture we have around our hair and just celebrating our hair the way we do. And so I think they just misunderstand it and they demonize it for that very reason. And unfortunately, I don't deal with that. But like I've heard countless stories myself.
Yes.
And it's terrible, man.
So you never encountered anyone approaching you
I wouldn't say, okay,
in a biased way?
I've never encountered in the office space
Okay.
somebody telling me to cut my hair because I would have left promptly, but no one's ever made me cut my hair or anything like that. But I will say, like, white people in the office, you can tell by the questions they ask you about your hair.
Right.
And, a lot of people don't know that personal space was just touching your hair. Stuff like that. That happens all the time. But as far as, like, I'm thankful to work in a space where the head of our department is a black woman. My manager's a black woman. We all wear our hair however way we please. And that's all real well and good, but not everybody has that privilege. And I definitely did encounter like a lot of people who just not only don't understand my hair, but don't understand my language sometimes. I feel like talking a different language, you know what I'm saying? When you get in your zone, you got to kind of hold back and code switch.
Yeah.
I don't like that. Me personally, I don't like the fact that why do I have to change my culture to fit yours because you don't understand and you're not even trying to understand.
Right.
I'm not going to do that at all. And I think the root of it is I really feel is the root of it is always racism. Is back when it came to past the Great Depression when they depicted black people when they had cameras rolling and cartoons and everything, when they depicted black people as thugs, as dirty, as like below the earth.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So when that depiction came, they kept that. Especially when it came generations to generations going on further, they kept that image. And so when they see now they're used to people of color. They're used to people of color, and now they see the hair culture has changed tremendously, and it's because of the art.
That's what I'm saying.
So within that art, people change their hair, they change their style, and they change their whole attire. But that's not saying that they are below the earth. They are just pop culture. That's just the style, So even when it came to changing, when it came to the locs and stuff like that, and people, they did not understand it, so they took that image and they say that people with locks are dirty. They're just thugs, especially thugs, and I seen that and I heard that a lot when it comes to police officers as well. It was have you guys remember that incident where a young man, he was stopped by the police and he asked the police, "Why did you stop me? Because I had dreads?" And the police said, "Yeah."
That's crazy.
I think that's a matter of like a lot of these cops not interacting in these neighborhoods that they're called to. Because you remember we had at the program that we're in, we had a meeting with the police. Were you in that? I can't believe you were there.
I don't think so.
We had a meeting with Richland County, and we were talking about how community policing used to be like the cop would actually stay in the neighborhood and actually grow accustomed to people there and having this. There would be a whole community there, and there would be a whole fellowship there. Now it's like these cops get called to different neighborhoods out of the blue. So if this cop used to be in the suburbs on Monday, and he's called to like somewhere with mostly black, inhabit on Tuesday, they're already nervous, they're already scared, they already don't, like I said, we don't speak two different languages sometimes. They the ones with the gun, so it's like it's just set up for failure.
Yeah.
So like, how do you ask the other side to build more understanding when they feel like they have nothing to relate to us on in the first place?
Understandable. Yeah.
I feel like they need to be educated.
I'm gonna educate on that.
And it comes down to just stereotypes. That's like the main thing of it, you know. And at a certain extent, you can't really fault them because how they've been raised. You know, you've been raised, you know, in an all-white school or an all-white community, and the only black person you're used to seeing is probably the person that pick up trash or is a janitor. You see what I'm saying? So you're not even used to black people, and now it's just like whenever you're next to one, it's just like, hi, how are you?
I get it even from cops.
Yeah,
I get it definitely from cops. But that's what I'm asking. Like, so whose responsibility is it for them to learn our culture better? Because black people feel like it's not our responsibility to teach you not to be racist.
Yeah, very true.
But at the same time, white people, they don't. Very rarely do white people teach other white people on how to not be racist.
Yes.
So who does it fall on to build that understanding of us?
Now I feel like whenever in a situation like that, it always comes down to personal responsibility. I can't say, you know, this person should teach you, this person should teach you. Overall, to be, say, a good human being, I feel like you should have a basic understanding of all people, or at least try to meet a common ground. You know,
Gotcha.
That's just a person. I mean, I know I'm like that. You know, if you're not from here, it's just like, okay, let me get to know you. Let me, you know, I'm not gonna pass no judgment on you or anything like that, because I can't see your heart. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta give everybody like a fair chance. I would definitely say that it really boils down to what you consume, like just through your eyes and through your ears, you know, because that same stuff that you consume is what you become or what you regurgitate. Absolutely. You know, because you constantly, you know, taking in information of racism, or black people are like this, black people are like that, black people are like this. And even, I'm gonna be honest, even same thing vice versa. You know, even black people can be like that. Oh, white people like this, white people like that, white people. Next thing you know, we like, oh yeah, they don't season chicken. You see what I'm saying? So it's same thing. You know, same thing. And they have that same mentality as far as like what they consume as well.
You do have to purposely get outside your box. Absolutely.
That's true. I just feel as an educator is going to educate.
Yes.
It doesn't matter what race they are, as long as you are a strong historian of knowing cultures, different cultures at that, not just your own culture, different culture. If you're an educator and knowing all different cultures, educate. Let people know. Do workshops. Help people out. Do YouTube videos. Help people out. I will teach you in exchange of if you can pay for my loans, I will teach you anything.
I'll teach.
You know, I will teach you. Exactly. You know, I'll teach. You know.
Loans, baby.
I will gladly.
No, that's right.
I'll teach you. I'll let you know about what's all about. What is it like to be black?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And that's a thin line in itself, because you don't want to be, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to be like the token, like, let me teach you what it's like to be black, and like give them all the stereotypes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And even build the rhetoric even further. It's all about dialogue in general, I think. Like, if you just sit down.
Exactly.
I have, I have my other podcast, Cultivate Ignorance, where we just talk about everything black and beautiful and funny. And I had a white dude that actually became a huge fan of it. I never met this dude in my life. He actually works at my mom's job. My mom was friends with everybody she comes in contact with, everybody. And she was talking to him, and of course she had to talk about the podcast. And he went and looked me up, and he just like, he straight listened to like 5-6 episodes back to back to back. And it was really opening his mind, because he don't really talk to black people like that at all. He don't really have any black friends at all.
Yes.
So he was like, some stuff he was rocking with us on, but some stuff he didn't understand, like why would black people think a certain way? And he wanted to meet with me. And I was like, I don't know if I want to sit down and be like, you know what I'm saying?
Back up.
Yeah.
I ain't trying to give you like the black agendas, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So that's a thin line.
Black
too.
encyclopedias.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's what he needed. Like, he don't understand the culture, and he doesn't want to be discriminatory. He didn't seem like he was racist or anything.
Yeah.
He seemed like he was very misled in a lot of things that he thought.
And a lot of them are. A lot of people are. They're very misled.
That's what I'm saying. Like watching Fox News or something all day.
Yeah.
Or everybody's got that, I call them little, what do you call it?
Blind?
Echo chambers.
Okay.
Where you just surround yourself with people who agree with you.
Yeah.
Right.
Everybody's got those. Everybody's got those. Even
Okay.
we do, they do, whatever. So
Yeah,
they
yeah.
only surround themselves with people who don't know black people and think this and that about dreads and curls and all kind of stuff. Then it's like, yeah, of course they're gonna think that way.
Mm-hmm.
So
Crazy.
Absolutely.
you gotta have a dialogue. man.
And it's really crazy, especially whenever it comes to the hair, because that's not the only person that has had something like that happen. It's even been a young man, he wrestles, for high school.
I saw that.
Yeah, they actually cut him.
Yeah,
Like they
Yeah.
actually
Right on the
cut the
spot.
dreads right on
I
the spot,
saw that.
just for him to wrestle.
That is so disrespectful.
Yeah,
That was like, oh.
yeah. That thing was crazy. They even went as far as to actually begin like testing these scenarios in certain places. So it's a show or like a web series called What Would You Do?
Mm-hmm.
And so they had actually like a young black kid go into a barber chair and had the coach say the dreads coming off. And kept saying the boy was he was an actor, acting like he was crying and stuff, and seeing what the people around there would do. And out of everybody, it was only one guy that was like, and he was actually white, and he was saying like, "Hey, I was a coach.
Mm-hmm.
There's no need for you to do that. No, I'm not letting that happen."
Oh, that's powerful.
Yeah,
That's real
yeah.
powerful.
Yeah, that was amazing to me.
Does
Yeah,
it?
that was amazing.
I don't know. If I see my child was wrestling,
It's the last thing you're wrestling.
and someone needed to cut his out, I go, fool! You're like, don't you? What? What in the world?
I want to see Yololo rage out. I don't think I've seen you aggravated. I've never seen you like rage, like full on.
Why you touch somebody's child hair?
Right.
That is horrible.
Yeah.
You don't
But that's what I'm
do
saying.
that.
That's the fact that they just don't understand. That's what I'm saying. It's like that's what makes you so mad is that they don't understand. It'd be one thing if they did understand and just didn't care.
Mm-hmm.
But like they don't know this whole culture. They don't understand it at all. They don't care to learn it. Some of them don't care to learn it. And so they just act on intuition, which is just attack it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Do you feel, in the same essence, like, do you all feel that hair within the black culture can get out of control?
What do you mean?
Like, could you, like, have you ever, like, looked at someone and be like, okay, maybe that's not presentable or anything like that with, like, yourself? Or in a barbershop or, because I've actually seen barbers do that.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be like a young man sitting in the chair, he'd be like, okay, yeah, this haircut, okay, I can go for that.
Mm-hmm.
But this here, he like, boy, I just want to take these clippers and,
Oh wow.
you see what I'm saying?
So you mean like if somebody would have came with a crazy hairstyle and they come into like an office job interview or something like that?
Yeah, or anywhere of that matter,
I think it's time and place for different things.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm a firm believer in people wearing whatever they want.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of people hit with the respectability politics of like you got to be covered up and so on. But I think like wear whatever you want. But there's certain places like you wouldn't wear whatever you want to like church or something.
Yeah.
But like with the hair, it's tricky.
But why not though?
But why not? What?
On like the church part.
Well, like I think because if you're coming there to go to church and like, cause I'm not even like a religious person, but
Yeah.
like if you're coming there, for one goal, and you're wearing something that's obviously gonna bring attention to yourself, I don't know if that's the best idea. I'm not judging nobody.
Yeah.
You're a grown adult, you do what you want. But you know what I'm saying? Like when you're trying to attract attention with your
Yeah.
clothing or something.
Give
like
me
that.
an example.
I mean, so like on that point, on the spiritual aspect, on that point, like I would say, I would find it a problem if you would have to change to go to church.
Determined by who? Who would determine?
I feel like that would be within yourself. If you feel like, okay, I have to change from who I am, to go to church.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like who you are in church should be who you are everywhere else.
See, I agree with that, but would you also agree like there's different parts of yourself that you're gonna show in different areas of your life? Like you wouldn't necessarily wear I don't know what you wear with your homeboys when y'all kicking back or whatever with that, but you wouldn't necessarily wear like street clothes to like an office job, most of the time, right?
Yeah, I see what you're saying there.
But you can still be yourself in whatever you whatever you wear. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay, in that sense, I do see what you're saying as far as the street clothes
Okay,
part.
so like do like a drastic change. Say for instance that individual has purple hair and it's spiked, and they
Okay.
go to church,
Right.
but they always had that purple spiked hair.
Yeah.
Like how would you depict that?
That's interesting. I mean, like, I'm not saying, how should I put this?
Uh-huh.
It's like, for, like, like I'm not passing judgment either way, but I'm saying whether like say if they would go to church, how they go to the office. Now there is like a professional setting to where certain things people would deem definitely unacceptable. Like okay, at least not when you represent a certain company or business entity. But if you're working for yourself, you can do what you want.
That's true.
I would say that scenario, if it's like a hairstyle you already have, like, because like I said, when we get our hair done, it's gonna be in there for a minute. Some people get their hair done every week. More power to y'all. I can't do that. But like, if you don't have that in there for a minute, and that was already your style period, and you're a religious person, you go to church. I don't think it's a huge deal to go to church with whatever hairstyle you got. But if you're like purposely like trying to make your hair a certain way to draw more attention, I think that's when you got to just get in touch with yourself and say like, what am I doing this for?
Now I agree with that. Now if you're a person with spike hair or any type, whatever, you come as you are. Right. You come as you are either way. And I feel that especially when it comes to church, you come as you are, and if that's who you are, that's who you come as. But when you feel as if you want to change, that change come within either way. So you change within yourself, and then you see the transformation go.
And that's what I mean right there. Yeah.
Because it starts from within. Because it was really nowadays what I've seen. If someone said that, well, you need to do this and you need to do that, and they're not going to do what you say. They're going to do quite the opposite. They're just going to keep doing what they've been doing. They're going to be rebellious of what you're saying. Right. So I wouldn't push it on anyone, especially when it comes to certain settings of like a church at that point. Don't push it on the individual. They're going to change themselves. As far as professional settings, now if you really want a job,
that's what I'm saying.
I suggest you dye your hair.
It's all balanced. Everything.
Nice outfit, I'm
in IT and everything, and we got a thing in IT security where it's like, you can't just come into an office space with a certain culture and just change the policy of how everybody must react because you're there now. So if the culture's one way, you can't just come in with a whole different policy and be like, y'all got to change because I'm here and these are the new rules. You got to work on that culture first. So if the culture's already a certain way, you can't just come in and think you can change the rules. You kind of have to adhere to that culture and maybe like introduce new ideas, new styles, whatever, and see that change gradually. You can't just come in off top to, a bank or something, I guess. Most banks ain't gonna let you, be a teller looking any kind of way or whatever. So like, this is all about knowing what you're going into and just adhering but still finding that balance and still be yourself. I think you can find that balance. It ain't gotta be like all or nothing.
Most definitely.
I feel the same
I would
way.
also say you have to be comfortable with judgment. I would have to put that in. Like it's gonna happen.
I was gonna say not that I vouch for it, but like you said,
like
it's part of life.
you're gonna be judged by somebody at some point.
All the
period.
time.
No matter where you go. And then to be honest, some people do it without even needing to do it. So like even it can be a young man that walking like say if we was like hiring for jobs, it could be a young man came in here, pants sagging, talking a certain type of way. In your head, you probably already go, oh yeah, nope. No, you're not getting a job. No. But it just and that comes into like, it's okay because like, even in that sense you're looking out for your company like, okay, this is how he presented himself.
I was gonna say
and then on the other end he's like, well, I'm just being myself.
It's like, okay,
yourself without job.
Not that you would like think less of him, but like yourself ain't a fit for my company right now.
Yes.
So it's like
I would actually help the brother out by saying like, okay, so you came into this professional setting expecting what? Dress the way you're dressed. Let me know what you're thinking so we can be on the same page. I would have to help the individual out and let them know like, okay, when it comes to professional setting, you have to pull your pants up. You need a belt. you need your collar shirt, cut your hair, go to the barbershop, get your hair cut, and maybe if you want this job, you can come back and let's start again. That's how I feel. We can do a redo. But if this is who you are and this is what you want to do, then you can't stay here.
I get that. That's just like I said. I would just say it was more so because it shows you how much effort they are putting forth into wanting that job. to where they would make themselves a certain, presentable. Like I said, I don't judge because Lord knows when I wear button ups most of the time anyway. But like most of the time when I'm with my friends, I ain't looking no kind of way. You know what I'm saying? Like.
Oh, me neither.
But like when you go into somebody else's establishment and you trying to prove to them that you want this, and you're gonna represent it in a good way, yeah, you would make an effort to like get your hair cut.
Yeah.
Or shape up, just look like you want, like you want this,
Right.
that you care
Absolutely.
about the image you portray of this
Absolutely.
company.
Because some people really don't know. They have no.
And that's the other conversation
Yeah.
and stuff. That's why I love that. I don't know if you mentor at all, you work with young people at all.
Oh,
when you
yeah.
have kids and stuff.
Oh, I ain't getting that part.
Me either, brother.
I know they gonna come.
We
I know
good.
they
Don't
gonna
worry
come.
about that.
But yeah.
But like that's why we love helping kids, is we like to be able to talk to them on a human level before they go out there. Somebody just shuts them down at from Jump Street.
Yeah.
And not even trying to sympathize with them.
And that's where my thing come in, because even like talking to the youth and things like that, I have to let them know that it's not I'm not judging you or anything, but you will be judged by someone.
Always.
Even though it's not their job to judge, but it's like you're going to be judged. So it's just like, hey, sometimes you may have to present yourself like this according to the setting.
Absolutely.
But that ain't to say switch up who you are on the inside.
Not at all.
Yeah.
You're gonna be judged. It's gonna happen.
Yeah. And it's like your life, like doing anything. Your life is kind of like you're always selling yourself in a sense. So it's just like you always want to put yourself in the best position to sell yourself, but that ain't to like downplay yourself or anything like that.
No.
Like the haircutting thing, I feel like that'd be going too far. But nothing wrong with a little tie or a little suit or something like that. Go get you a nice little job. Now we ain't telling you go crazy. Now we ain't telling you that on this podcast. Yeah, but yeah.
Just know there's a wide range of ways you can express yourself and still be accepted in different environments and stuff. And just playing the game how you gotta play it until you do create your own.
Yeah.
Yololo started her business. I started mine about a year ago.
Yeah.
But we still work in other institutions to get the money for that. So we still gonna play the game in the meantime.
We playing that game.
Yeah.
We playing that game.
You know what I'm saying?
They keep trying me, but I'm playing the game.
They will try. You just gotta stay focused.
Yes.
And I'll be prep talking to her. You know what I'm saying?
Because I need it.
You need it
Lord knows I
sometimes.
need it. Lord Jesus.
But you need that just to get where you need to go, man. It's all a part of the process.
I like what you said about the environment part. Searching or finding that environment. Because honestly, that really made me think there are certain environments for you, even if you don't want to change. It's a guy out there. I don't know his name off the top of my head, but he like purposely covered himself in tattoos, dreads, everything.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and like carries guns and all that. He teaches his kids about guns and stuff.
Yeah.
And he still found his environment for
Absolutely.
him within entrepreneurship. Well, just become an entrepreneur. That might be the answer right here. But I would definitely say.
Forgot his name.
I cannot think of his name, but I know he has multiple books. He has created like an educational system, a business system, works with other people. Like he works in schools. It's crazy, but you can find your lane in your environment. Oh man, that's crazy.
That is amazing. See, I like stuff like that. It's like I like to see, especially when it comes to people who have like a lot of tattoos and stuff.
Yeah.
When it's amazing when people see people with tattoos like sleeve and body tattoos, they automatically. You're not coming over here. You're a thug. We don't want to deal with you.
Right.
That is so crazy. I really personally, I want to see someone who all tatted up preaching.
I would love that.
I want to see that. It's gonna happen. I just want to see it.
If I had somewhere.
I know it's out there. I want to see it. This is amazing.
I already got one out there cussing.
I'm about to say, if you got the custom
Yeah,
pastor doing as well as you're doing.
I don't know about that.
You don't want the custom pastor?
I don't know. I don't want no cussing pastor.
He ain't playing with
I would be if he wasn't so like misogynistic and like gross with it, like, and he be spitting hate a lot of times. To be honest with you, if it weren't for that, if he just cursed, I would be like, okay, everybody curse. I don't care about that. But like, he be on some other stuff a lot of times.
Yeah. Now on that part, that's an interesting one. Because like the pastor part, because I would say on that one's interesting because I would like, even though they will be different, it wouldn't sit right with me because I'd be constantly wanting that person that'd be kind of like separated from the world. Does that make sense?
Come on, as far as I'm cursing and stuff?
Yeah. So like, for instance, cursing is those type standards, or at least have a leader to those type standards. And then even if the leader failed, I would want to follow those type standards because I know spiritually so I'd be sound.
I feel you on like if they couldn't even handle like, you know, conflict without cursing somebody out. I'm not talking about like, you know, them losing their temper and just losing their whole weight completely.
Yeah.
I mean like in just like everyday like fellowship, they just like, you know, they say hell, they say whatever, like, you know what I'm saying? They just and never they just talking. They just really realistic. They don't try to act them. They don't try to put themselves on a pedestal above you. That's probably like my biggest issue with a lot of people in religion is they put a lot of like the pastor or these people on a pedestal above them. And I feel like we're all human beings. You know what I mean? We're all following God.
Right.
Then like we should all be equal. And I'm looking for you to guidance, sure. But like in my guidance, I want to know that you're a real person too. I don't want fakeness. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I understand perfectly about my pastor. He is human.
Yeah.
He let you know I'm tired. You know, like I think that's a lot of people who they need to understand that. They need to understand that people who are in these high positions, or especially if you're a bishop or a pastor or whatever, they are human beings.
Absolutely.
That's the mindset that I think that change needs to be within that individual to understand that we are all human beings.
Right.
But as far as like using profanity, like I feel like years ago, way back, before we even met, I used to cuss.
Yeah.
What?
Me too.
I cuss.
I ain't never heard of little
I used to cuss.
Yeah.
But I had I know.
Chris gonna bring it back.
But it's the fact that when I realized that type of language, it brought a lot of false witnesses. It brought a lot of like, it didn't look good. It didn't feel good. You know, so I have to renew my mind, my mindset, and my environment. I have to change my own environment. So like when I speak, I want people to hear me all the way. And when I want people to hear, I want everyone to hear me.
Yeah.
So if you put curse words in your vocabulary, then you're gonna bring up just certain individuals in your scope as of listening to you.
Yes, absolutely.
You know, so but if you're clear and precise of what your words are, I mean, you can always be persuasive of, you know, using certain words. You can. That's what poets are all about.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know,
absolutely.
and storytelling is all about. You can always be persuasive and you know and creative on how you say certain things. But I did not want to lose the person's attention. I didn't want to lose the audience either. And what I say, how I say it, and what I say.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't quite. And then when I hear someone saying a lot of profanity, takes me back to a point where because when I hear it a lot and then I'm like
there's a balance. Yeah.
and then when I go to speak or something just happened, I'm almost cussed.
Yeah.
Soaking it in.
So I don't want that to happen.
Yeah,
I really don't. So I gotta cleanse myself now. It's a process.
Yeah.
Curse word.
No, I agree.
Exactly. So you guys, we're gonna take a quick little break and we'll be right back.
Yeah.
All right, you guys, we are back and we are ready for our next combo.
What is going
Combo?
on?
Yeah,
We-
combo.
Oh, combo.
Combo.
I heard combo. My fat guy.
Two pieces of biscuits.
Yeah, you were hungry. So what other things that we can like basically help our audience, who are listeners, when it comes to culture, our culture, fixing ourselves, our hair. I'll talk about the hair.
Okay.
Let me talk about the hair. So I recently, y'all already see me, right?
Yeah.
I recently cut my hair, and I had to for other reasons, but it's been an interesting transition because I never had short hair in a long time. So I'm transitioning, and I really, for me, I felt a little self-conscious. I'm like, oh no, I didn't buy a wig. Where's my attachments. It was really getting to me. It really was. But I had to understand, especially when for females, really, when you go through a transition and within that chop, you probably you feel like, oh, you're not pretty, if you don't feel beautiful, but amazingly, when you chop your hair off, it's like it brings out the beauty.
Yes.
Like even further. And I didn't know that. I didn't know. I guess I was hiding behind my hair for so long. Because I was like, especially when it's cold outside, I'm like, I'm cool. I'm all right. Got my little,
the head protective.
I'm warm. But what I would like to say is like basically you go through, if you have to go through that chop, go through it. And basically it's gonna be all right. You are beautiful. You are a beautiful individual. You know, no one can tell you anything about who you are and why you feel, you know, and why you cut your hair, why you look like, you know, no. You are beautiful. You are king. You are queen. You are beauty. Understand what I mean? This is your crown, and keep it on. You know, that's what I would say.
I love that. Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
You wanna go next?
All right. I'll speak on the part on just finding yourself, or you know, getting to know yourself, I guess, within your coach, or becoming the best version of yourself, I would say. In order to focus on that, I definitely say you need to just take out some time for you. You know, just seriously, you need to take out some time for you. Look, and then, you know, don't pay attention what other people want you to be, but really focus on who do you want to be. Like, look at yourself, I would say 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 years from now, you know, what type of person you want to be. What, like, you know, what do you want to wear? What are some of the things you want to say? What are some of the things you want to do? What type of career you want to have? What type of lifestyle you want to have? You know, who's going to be your fiance? And who knows?
Absolutely.
I would just say, look at those things, and once you have that laid out, you can truly spend the rest of your life going for that.
I love it, man.
Like, you'll be able to, like, look at your, all right, this is the type of person I want to be. You'll be able to say, okay, what do I need to do to become this person? How do I need to talk? How do I need to walk? Like, what books do I need to be reading? And then through that journey in itself, you'll be doing a whole lot of personal development. And that's how you're going to become, like, the best version of yourself.
I absolutely love both of y'all's advice. I think it's priceless advice. I need to take it now.
Take notes.
Take notes of that. In conjunction with both of those, especially being yourself and just coming to terms with your new self. I think that's what you're coming into right now. Just a new part of yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
What definitely helps with all of that is surrounding yourself with just progressive, ambitious, positive, loving black people, man. Just like completely surrounding yourself with these people. And when I say that, I don't just mean like just getting anybody off the street that you just get along with. You know, y'all have some good times, y'all drink together, whatever like that. You will have plenty of people like that. That's gonna be a given. But as far as people who just push you to the next level, or just go to that next level within themselves, they push themselves every day to be better. Talking to my manager today, she's thinking about being an entrepreneur now, and she just doesn't have that motivation. She don't really hang around friends that just do anything but, like, you know, party or whatever, hang out, play game, you know, play spades and stuff on the weekends, all that good stuff. And she really wants to do something further with her life. And I said, well, what's your circle look like? And then she's describing her circle, and all good, all beautiful people, but they just don't really do what she's trying to do. And you will never recognize the amount of influence that people have around you until you just, like, get in that circle, like I said, just people who are just doing something with their lives. And that sounds simple, it sounds like, you know, stupid almost, but like when people are just taking every day with intention, every day they wake up, like, what's my plan today? What am I gonna accomplish today? What am I going to do for myself today? Not just going to work and come home and, you know, watch TV or whatever like that, but like they have an attention for every day. When you first started telling me you want to start your business and you started this podcast, I love seeing every process of you actually doing it. You know what I mean? And I love that we can just, you know, bounce off ideas and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what you need. You need people that you can hit up and like, yo, I got an idea for so and so. And there's nothing worse than having that friend that's just like, oh, well, I guess that sounds cool. We should do it. And you ask for advice, like, how should I do it? What's the spin? They just don't have nothing to tell you.
Right.
I don't know if you've ever been there before.
Yeah.
And be the ones that you love the most that think that's going to support you the most. But sometimes they just don't know how to do that. But when you find people who are just doing something with their lives, and you get to bounce ideas off one another, share success stories, challenge one another. I gave my manager a challenge today. I told her to do 2 things a day. 2 things. If you can do your list, I told her to make a list of top 10 things she can see herself doing for the rest of her life. If you can do that and take a walk, she said she wanted to exercise. You do 2 things, you know, 1 for the day. Tomorrow's gonna be another challenge. If you can get a circle that does that to you every day, you can't help but win, man.
That is awesome.
I love it.
Absolutely.
I would add on to that, just do it. Because
yes.
when it came to this, this year that's getting ready to end, 2019, I said to myself, because I had so many ideas, I had so many things written down. I already knew it. But I needed to apply myself.
Right.
So I declared this year, just do it.
Yeah.
That's
And that's what I did.
That's what it is, though.
Man.
That's literally what it is.
Just do it.
Yeah.
Like, we write down ideas all the time.
Right.
We keep saying what we're supposed to do, what we want to do.
Yeah.
We watch TV or Instagram. Oh, I'm trying to, they got, famous off of that. I can do that in my sleep.
Yeah.
Do that thing then.
Yes,
You know what I'm
exactly.
saying? That's what it really is, picking up and doing it, man.
That really made me think of this story. There was these back in the day, like way back, I'm talking way before we were born. There was these conquerors or whatever, and they were going to take this island, and at the island they had the richest treasure in the world, so to speak. And many people went to go conquer this island many times and all failed. And this guy, he had all these people on the boat. He was like, "Yo, we're gonna take over this island. We're gonna get his treasure, and we're gonna do the thing." And everybody like, "Yeah, man, let's go." And so he's like, "All right, cool. We're gonna do the thing." So they get to the shore, and he's just like, "All right, y'all, we about to go take over the island, and we about to do this thing." And they go, "I don't know about that." He was like, "What you mean you don't know about that?" He was just like, "Yeah." They was like, "Man, we got families at home, man. Man, we got bills to pay, man. We gotta get back home, man. You a bit man."
Even back in the day,
Yeah, and then they were like, he was like, "Okay." So he was like, "Y'all sure?" He was like, "Yeah, man, we ain't about this." He was like, "Okay, yeah, burn the boats." They was like, "Boy, whatever you smoking, we need that." He was like, "Nah, burn the boats." And then next thing you know, they torched the boats, right?
Oh, wow.
And he said, the only way we get to go back home is if we beat them, kill them, take their treasure, and take their boats. Next thing you know, the craziest thing happened. Even though nobody ever beat them, they beat them.
Wow.
And only because they burned the boats. And that's really what made me think about that. People will really have to burn the boats and just get over whatever, burn it out.
For sure.
And get to it.
Have no other
See what I'm
choice.
saying? Yeah. Whatever people stopping you or surrounding you, that's stopping you, holding you back, whatever circle that is, burn the boats. You got to get to it. Whatever doubt you got for yourself and, however you're looking at yourself in the mirror that's stopping you from going forward, burn the boat. And I would just say that, burn the boats.
I love that, man.
Yeah.
I love that, man. It's just...
Do not let yourself get to that point of being so depressed and downtrodden that you don't feel the need to do all that. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and hit it while you feeling good. I don't know if you ever felt with depression, but when you depressed, it's hard to just be like, "Oh, I'm gonna go ahead and go take over the world." Nah,
Yeah.
stay in the bed.
Take me a while to get up.
Extra nap. Yeah.
So I love that mentality, man.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
amazing.
Beautiful.
So I'm gonna end with basic instructions before leaving this earth with you guys.
Okay.
Your head is as majestic as Mount Carmel, and the sheen of your hair radiates royalty. The king is held captive by its long locks. Oh, how beautiful you are! How pleasing, my love! How full of delights! Indeed, the very hairs of your head are all numbered. So don't be afraid. You are worth more than many sparrows. And no, not a hair on your head shall perish. Yololo's poetry, everyone.
Yeah.
Thank you, and we see you soon.
Let's get it.
Hey guys, continue to listen to Yololo's Poetry Podcast Show and check me out at www.yololospoetry.com.